And jumping in to chat about some of the stories that you are sharing on Facebook and Twitter that you are clicking on khau.com. Be sure to leave your comments and questions because we want to circle back to those and get a conversation going about some of these stories. Now, don't feel the need to comment on all of them because some don't really leave room for comment, but there will be plenty that do. So let's get rolling. We're going to start by taking you out to Anahuac, where Chambers County deputies are investigating a pretty weird case. So yesterday morning, the body of Christine Rollins was found outside a home in the 4000 block of State Highway 61. She's a caretaker for an elderly couple. She didn't show up for work on time, so the couple came outside to see where she might be, and they found her body out there. So deputies say it looks like she fell, but there's evidence of animal-related injuries, and that is something we are following up on today. So it doesn't look like there's foul play involved, but deputies still have a lot of questions, as you probably do as well. So as soon as we get any information about that, we'll be sharing it. We have another update here at 2:15. Of course, you can tune in for KHOU 11 News at noon as well. Next up, a surprise when deputies responded to a robbery call in North Harris County. Instead, they found a game room operating with, look at that, stacks of cash. So this unassuming white building turns out was the front for this game room that had 60 machines like that. You saw the stacks of cash. There were about 40 people inside when deputies got there. There's the building. See, it doesn't really look like anything on the outside. So deputies did take 2 guards into custody, but released them, and there haven't been any other arrests. But yeah, kind of interesting. 911 call for a robbery. You wonder who made that call, who was trying to make sure deputies found this game room. We seem to cover so many stories like this. Xavier, who joined H-Town Rush fairly recently, commented that we always seem to be covering these game room busts, and it really is pretty prevalent. And there have been a number of raids in the past couple of years as well. Uber is getting shut down in London, in case you're waking up to that news. It had a temporary license that is expiring at midnight tonight. The city cites, quote, several breaches that places passengers and their safety at risk. So Uber's going to appeal. It can continue to run while it's in the appeals process. But it is really interesting. I'm wondering what your experiences have been with rideshare services. I've used Uber in the past. I tend to gravitate toward Lyft. That's what I use primarily. I've only had good experiences. I mean, some sketchy drivers. Sketchy as in bad driving technique, not as in I felt like I was in any real danger. So let me know what you think. I kind of live on these since I live just east of downtown. I'll use rideshare, to get to GRB, to get downtown, into Midtown, the Heights, because it's just easier and kind of a more responsible way to travel, depending on what you are going out for. Any sign of Erica yet? Okay, we're waiting on Erica Lopez, so I'm going to roll through a couple more stories before we get to our forecast. I want you to take a look at this ultrasound image and tell me what you see. So a San Diego woman named Chanel Carrillo says she sees her dad's profile. There she is. So the ultrasound is of her unborn daughter, but see, it's almost like there's a face kissing the baby. She says it looks just like her dad. She posted this and it went viral, which is really cool. So her dad, Charles, passed away in 2016, and someone else, she says, pointed out that it looked like him. It looked like his profile in that ultrasound. I just think that's so cool. Whether it is or not, we all kind of interpret those messages how we need to process the loss of a loved one, or it's hard to argue with that one, though. It really does look like a face in there. We have that full story. You can hear from Chanel and her other daughter in the link up above. And finally, it's just great video. And of course it comes from Florida, because where else? So that's not a person driving this car in circles, that's a dog. You see the dog? So this happened in Port St. Lucie, Florida. The driver got out because he was lost. He was in this cul-de-sac, popped out of the car, and the dog just hopped in, bumped the car into reverse, did loops for about an hour, smashed the mailbox you saw there. The key fob for the car wasn't working. It was out of batteries. So police eventually had to like kind of run alongside the car and type the code into the keypad to get in, which they eventually did. And the dog is fine, is not in trouble. I don't know about that driver though. I just love it. You gotta wonder what that poor dog was thinking. Just in reverse, going in circles, watching all the humans outside. There you go. So that's your funny of the day. Is Erica there yet? Still no Erica. All right. Should we do comments and questions and then see if she lands there?
Yeah, there's not much that we're looking at today. Good morning to a couple people that said hi. Mostly people are just upset to hear about this Anahuac story. I think it's a little chilling, and people are, you know, understandably a little, I guess, nervous or uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, and it's a really dark, rural area. Just kind of creepy out there. You can imagine when it's dark. Of course, she was found yesterday morning, so we don't know what time she was supposed to get there. I think the discovery was made around 10 a.m. because she'd been late for work. Hopefully we'll get some answers on that today. We're hearing rumors of some clues, but I don't want to share that until we can get it confirmed. Once we do, we'll bring it to you. This is a good reminder to download our KHU 11 mobile app, because when you do, you can sign up for news alerts and the kind of news that you're looking for if you like weather, breaking news, and then we will send those directly to you. So certainly when deputies release any information about this case, we will be able to send that out to you.
Yeah, we do have one comment here that somebody must have lost a lot of money in that game room for them to come forward and say, hey, this place is pretty shady. Please get all my money back.
That was kind of the speculation in the newsroom. Like someone lost big and drove away mad and called 911. Don't think someone mistakenly stumbled upon it and thought, oh, I will alert the authorities. This is illegal. I'm not sure that's how it works.
Yeah.
Nothing else?
That's it.
All right. Well, I guess since Erica's not here, I'll give you the rundown. It's going to be warm today, then we get a cool front tomorrow, but it doesn't last very long because then there's another warm front moving in on Thanksgiving. So it's a little mix of everything over this next week. The timing is still kind of up in the air on a lot of it, so want to encourage you to check out khu.com/weather because yeah, it's going to change. There's also a huge winter storm blanketing parts of the country that is going to make holiday travel this week real messy. Oh, is she there now?
Yeah.
Oh, Erica's here now. So she will tell you much more clearly what we can expect for the week. Let's see. There she is, yeah.
We ran late downstairs in our other studio, so I'm here to talk about the forecast. I know there's lots of questions about it, so here's what's going on. Current temperatures right now, 59 degrees. We woke up to low 50s out there, so not cold, right? A bit on the chilly side maybe for some, but these numbers are gradually going to warm up as we get closer to the holiday. Hey, a dense fog advisory still out there. Did you guys run into some pretty heavy fog? Well, that fog is starting to clear out, so I expect these advisories to start to expire. Probably within the next hour at least, because it's not looking too miserable out there. The worst of the fog I'm tracking is along Katy Freeway. Between Columbus and downtown. As a matter of fact, we have some orange shaded colors. That's visibility at about 5 miles or so. So here's how today's going to play out. 50s this morning, fog's going to burn off, and it's not too cloudy out there at the moment, but I do expect cloud coverage to increase. Breezy also. We have a stronger south wind that will be intact this afternoon. That's going to lead us into a mostly cloudy evening ahead with afternoon highs in the upper 70s. So back to above average temperatures. Our normal for this time of the year is about 69 degrees. degrees will be almost 10 degrees warmer than that. So notice even warmer as we fast forward to Tuesday, but rain chances are back in the forecast. Best chance of rain will be Tuesday overnight into Wednesday. So this 50% chance of rain on Wednesday for Thanksgiving Eve will primarily be in the early morning because that's when the cold front's going to be pushing through. And that cold front will also knock us down about 15 degrees. So lots of questions regarding holiday travel, guys. We have a very busy forecast across the country. So it's actually not going to be too terrible for us here locally, minus scattered showers in place. But the best chance for seeing any flight delays will be for the Pacific Northwest and possibly a few delays. Not terrible for the East Coast, but wet weather is expected for the East Coast. So it's going to be warm. We're under the influence of a south wind right now after a beautiful weekend we had. Here's the cold front that's going to push through tomorrow. This is system number 1, already dropping snow for areas across the West Coast, and that's going to continue to bring in stormy weather and a winter storm for parts of the Midwest. The cold front pushes through, cools us down about 15 degrees, but notice another system intact for the Northwest. That's going to drop additional snow, anywhere from half a foot to possibly a couple of feet for higher elevations. So that's where I expect the majority of the flight delays Wednesday leading into Thursday. And notice wet weather is expected for parts of the Northeast. For us locally, we do have scattered showers that are still in the forecast. The warm front's actually going to continue to increase temperatures. We'll be back to the low 70s, and then scattered showers with cloudy conditions. So it's not going to be sunny. It'll be a little bit on the humid side and not really feeling like fall for a Thanksgiving day. Rain chances continue into the upcoming work week. So in the near forecast, we don't have any Arctic air that's headed our way. Just a couple of cold fronts. Again, Tuesday night into Wednesday, dropping us to the 60s, and a slightly stronger front late Saturday into Sunday. That'll drop us back to the low 60s for the second half of the weekend. Brandy?
See, as you might expect, the meteorologist did a much better job at explaining the forecast than I ever could. That's why she is in that role and I am in this role. I'm watching the live stream on these comments come in, and it's hard because it only shows you maybe the past 5 as the comments come in real time. But I see there's folks out there defending me, and I can only imagine against what. Everyone isn't entitled to their own opinion. So I understand I am not everybody's cup of tea. This isn't scripted. There's no teleprompter over here. I'm just kind of talking about the stories that are the ones that you guys are showing interest in. And the idea is that it's just a conversation. So you and me, Brandon, when he decides to weigh in, sitting around a table, sitting on the couch, although Brandon just shook his head. Brandon is not going to be sitting on the couch with us, talking about these stories. And so I know some people tune in and they expect a very traditional, formal newscast. We don't want it to be that way, because that's really just a monologue, right? That's me talking at you, and this is supposed to be a dialogue, us sharing our thoughts, discussing these stories, and sometimes those thoughts come easily and they flow, and some days, like today, I'm tired. I got here at 2 o'clock in the morning, and they don't flow as freely. So on this Monday morning, as we roll into the holiday, I would just ask for your grace, because we're not all perfect. And this week and the coming month is all about loving people and giving to people and being thankful for what we have. So I would encourage you to use your energy for that instead, because I'm just gonna be here giving these updates Monday through Friday, 8:30. So you're kind of stuck with me, or you don't have to watch. There's that too. All right, I mentioned earlier there's another update coming up at 2:15. You can tune in for that. Hopefully we'll get an update on the situation in Anahuac and more information about what caused that caretaker's death. Again, you can tune in to KHOU 11 News at noon as well. And Brandon and I will be back in action here tomorrow. Have a good day.